Hi, everybody. Welcome to Hero Wars Live, episode 66. Back to the basics fun, food, and fantasy. We are back again. We are back again. So, right now, some of the people that's been with me for a while, they want me to get back to the commentary that I used to do and breaking down the videos and having them in chapters along with, basically explaining what I'm doing. And then I have another group of people that just want to watch the videos without any interruption. They just want to see it, interpret it the way they do it. And it's like 50-50 right now. I think so. I believe my audience is overseas, meaning not in America, and then also in America. So I have a lot of people that watch my videos that don't speak English. So the fact that I'm not speaking, it doesn't distract them from actually learning from the video. So when I'm looking at my data, looking at my analytics, that's what I see. I see a lot of people from the Asian community that's actually watching it. I got some people from Poland, but a lot of people from like Taiwan, Philippines, Japan, China, and things like that. So what I'm going to do is it's going to be in the label whether or not I'm going to be speaking. So whenever you see Welcome to Hero Wars Live, that means I'm going to bring commentary to my video. That means I'm going to be talking, interacting, engaging with everybody. However, if you don't see Hero Wars Live, then there's no commentary. Basically, I'm just going to go through, play the game, and you interpret it the way that you want to interpret it. So basically, that's it. So I like to first start off whenever I do these and I break everything up because it takes time. I got to go back and edit everything. I'm going to go to the rankings. So I like to look at this first as part of my, right after the overview. So it's broken up pretty simple. Introduction, then I give a background of what I'm going to do, and then the overview as far as, a background of what I have done and any updates or anything. And then I give an overview of what I'm going to do. And that's based off of what I'm looking at the rankings. So it tells me where I want to push, give a focus of effort to. So Hero Power 38, I moved up one. Titan Power 68. This is where I normally stay at 68, 69, because the game evolves. I'm getting stronger. Everybody else on the server is getting stronger too. The arena 100. I like to be below 100 because of the benefits that you get as far as emeralds and coins and things like that. Grand Arena. I like to definitely be, below 100. Guild's activity, I normally don't show that. It's kind of personal. Guild's not Tight Night, I don't really show that, but I go to the dungeon just to see where I'm at. With the dungeon, it's sometimes hit or miss. Sometimes I like to, really push on it, and sometimes I'm just like, it's okay. It's no big deal. And did have some technical difficulties earlier whenever I try to do this. So whenever I go live, it seems like it's always something going on. So I'm gonna first start off. Let me go ahead and look at these daily quests. And I remember having music in the past too. So whenever I did, the beginning and the end, I had music playing, and then my audio for this should be higher than the actual game. So I did a couple of these things, but not much. The guild quest is what I really wanted to talk to you about. So the guild quest. My goal every time I log on is to get this 650. It really helps out the guild, you know, for prestige because you look and you'll see different things that you're getting. It starts off 150, but the higher up you go, the better, the more the benefits you get. And I like that they added this feature. This was more or less what I thought it could become. When I was doing surveys, and this is what I was actually talking about to the to the people that actually create the game, and the expectations that I had and the ones that the gamers or the creators of this game actually showed is above of what I actually expected. Hopefully in the future they'll be able to get the airship a little bit better with the expeditions, but that's neither here and there. And then, if you didn't know, I've been playing this game for a very long time. I was like, when it first came out, I started playing, and then I quit because I was getting frustrated. And I believe anything that you play to have fun, it shouldn't stress you out to a point where you're just not having fun. That to me defeats the purpose of it. So it's all about, for me, the time period in my life, I just want peace and tranquility. I just want to have some fun when I do some things and, take my mind off from reality. That's why I said back to the basics. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy my food when I play. You look at some of my older videos, it talks about omelets and stuff like that because I'm going to be eating food when I play. And I don't show my picture because I don't want, you see me eat like a sloppy person and stuff like that. And the last thing is to bring the fantasy. This is a fantasy. This is something that should, you know, remove you from the stresses of the real world. So it's a fantasy to me. This is my fantasy. Hero Wars. And it relates to what I do in the real world, but at a zero sum cost. I break even. You know, I'm not trying to profit off or anything. I just want to share my experiences and also look back and have a video log of how I spend my time, away from doing other things that I have to do. And so right now I do a lot of writing, I do a lot of reading, a lot of reflection. And when I play this game, it allows me to, drift in the world in between that. It allows me to think about other things, clear my mind, stuff like that. And when I'm playing the game, for it, if you didn't watch my other videos, I'm not gonna be talking directly about the game. You can see it, and I don't want to insult anybody's intelligence, but if it comes to something that I do have to explain, then I will. But I mean, you can read this. I mean, come on, it's not a rocket scientist here. You ain't got to, you hit continue. The Laura Croft I almost made a live, but it wouldn't come out, and I'm glad I didn't, because that was like one of the points where I really got frustrated over that one. And if I'd have talked on it, I probably would have came out bitter. And that's one thing I don't like to be bitter. I would have to actually delete that. I don't like that persona. But that's neither here or there. The survey's out to allow you to express your frustrations with how the event went, and do it. It helps the people that make the game. It helps the whole community. And that's what you want to do. And I'm just drifting. I'm not going to be on that long. This is pretty much me getting my foot, back in the water, me thinking about getting everything done. These some Doing these on here, it's loud. So sometimes I'm just not going to be doing these live. I'll do them every now and then, but don't expect me to be going in those. And then the events, if there's events, and they either be here brawls or here something going on, then I'll go ahead and do those. But the cosmic season, let me see. I think I looked at this like 8 times already and probably didn't do enough. Deal some magic damage in a campaign. Okay, I could do that. I can go in a tower, and finish this off. I think I'll do that. I like the tower. I used to do midnight tower runs, and they're just great. But once you can instant clear the tower, it's kind of, it takes away from actually doing all the battles there. And there you go. See how it just picks up the sound. And when the sound picks up, it drowns out my voice too. So whenever I know the sound's about to come, I'll take a pause. So I'm not trying to yell over it. I did adjust the decimals and speaking. I checked some other stuff. So when I go back and listen to everything, because I'll rewatch all my videos that I do, I'll see how I did, and any feedback I'll get better. But like I said, some people really wanted me to really get back on and start speaking. I think it was a chain reaction. There was one guy, I think his name was Martin. He said something about, yeah, but I think it was more or less he seemed frustrated. like frustrated from the Laura Croft uh the Laura Croft event, to the point where it was like he just needed to vent, and sometimes that's how it is. Sometimes you do need a vent to get it out. And but I was trying to, I'm like, yo, I'm in the peace. I just want peace and tranquility. I'm not trying to let a game destroy me from having fun. I just don't like that. Or, go beyond my budget. You know, you, in order to have fun and keep doing stuff, I think consistency is the main thing. Just being consistent. Hey, what's your bare minimum and what's your max? Your range between the low to the high. Kind of like when you're selling something, you have a low stock point, and then you have what you're gonna have on the shelf. And normally what you're gonna have on the shelf is not everything. It's just a limit. So you have two limits. All right, so if I'm gonna have on the shelf, I'm gonna say, let's say the max for me is 10, but the lowest for me is not gonna be 0, because I always want something to give. So the lowest for me would be 4. So let's say I have 10 of something, I have 4 of something. So for me, the 4 of something is 40%. If I'm below 40%, then I'm just not going to do it, because I don't, I'm not 40, I'm 39%. But if I have at least 40% energy, then I'll do it. And the max I could have is 100. But I'm probably not going to operate like that. I'll probably just operate on, 80, something like that. But I think, what, we're going to do these careful steps right here. I've been lazy on this, and you get to the spirit of solemn, you know, into the bridge, permeate this with the Titans. We're gonna do this. I changed my thought there, because I don't know if y'all understand what I'm talking about. No, hopefully you do, but if you don't, it's cool too. I'll probably explain it later. As far as motivation, commitment, and how potential works. A lot of people don't understand what potential really is. Wave 1, wave 5. Yeah, going to wave 5. That's good. All right, not bad. He continued. Right now, this is be a good good stopping point. I like to throw a break in. So right now I'm just gonna throw a quick 2-minute break in. So 2-minute break, that's normally what I'll do. The video will probably be, you know, an hour long, but this one's not gonna be that long. So I'll just do a quick 2-minute break, get back on, and you'll see the way the chapters are broken up. You'll see gameplay one, but and then gameplay, they'll have a break, and then gameplay two, and then I'll do different things. But in the future, the gameplay one would actually be more detailed of as far as what it is that we accomplish, and then after the break, we'll go off and say what we accomplished, and then we'll wrap it all up. And that's a schema and maneuver for my live videos. So I'm just going back to the basics of how I used to do them, and moving forward how I will do them. I don't think I'll take the whole 2 minutes since I did take some time talking, but this will actually get you on a break. I like to stretch. So, when you plan a game, if you're doing something for an hour, you always want to have a little stretch. So, in the beginning of doing something, you just want to get mentally prepared. So, in the start part, you'll start soon. I'm mentally preparing myself, looking over my notes. Then I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to take a break. I'm going to stretch. Normally, I turn off my mic, and then I'll make sure I look at my note and it says turn on mic, and then I'll turn my mic back on, and then I'll continue what I'm doing, and then I'll do my summary of action, conclusion, and then stream will end. So let's get back to the gameplay real quick. Let's get back. So this what I would consider gameplay two, or actually starting what we would be doing and getting back in normally. Give you some transition time. So gameplay two, I'm actually just gonna deal this damage, this magical damage in the campaign. So I'm gonna go to something I know I can beat, not too hard, and try to get as much damage as I can. So you really have to know what characters do magic. So this is physical, this is physical, this is physical, physical. So we got some magic, got some magic, uh, got magic. That's why I wanted to actually go down lower so I can actually use the weaker characters, because it seems like a lot of my characters on here with the magic are just lower. You know what? I'll just do this because I like if I have these, I like these two combinations. So let's see how much magical damage we actually do for this. I don't expect too much magic damage, but I do expect enough to be halfway done. I'm gonna speed it up real quick. It has taken longer than normal. With other heroes, it would already blasted through. Okay, they're doing better than I thought. They're not too weak, I guess. Like I said, we're just going through and we're doing the cosmic. Trying to finish that up. This popped up, but I'm not gonna do that. Let's see. Okay, so I dealt 150k magic damage in the campaign. Got that done. Let's go ahead and look at this rewards. So we got some fragments. Oh, and we got another explorer's move. So let's go ahead and explore. I'm gonna get out of here and explore real quick. Go back to the mysterious island. Let's see which way I want to go. Let me see. Should I go right or should I go left? Leave a comment. You think I should go right? I'll click on this one. You think I should go left? I'll click on this one. I'll give it 3 seconds. I'll count to three. That way I give it time. So just put a R or a L. So after 3 seconds, I'm just gonna explore this one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. So I got some nice things. All right, so that's it for that. Daily quest. Let's see what we got done. We got the tower. We got this, the missions, heroic, and the regular missions. And we got some guild quests done. Just by doing the basics, we're actually getting these guild quests done. So you can click raid too. I like to just see complete all finished quests. You just click it and it goes through. But the goal is 650, of course. Am I gonna get 650 while I'm live? Nah, I'm not. That's just not gonna happen because I'm only gonna be on for another 11 minutes and then I'm signing out. I'm gonna have to do all the back work on this video. When I do it like this, there's a lot of work that you don't see that goes into it. So doing commentary, there's a lot of things that when you're looking at people do YouTube, you don't know everything that goes into it. Sometimes equipment don't want to work, and you lose a lot of things. So you really have to take your time. And there's some real experts out there. Like if people ask me, I really like Hero Wars Central. I mean, it's an amazing job over there. Amazing job. He's been on since 2019. I believe, I'm not looking at it, I'm guessing. I may be wrong, but I think he's been on YouTube since like maybe April or May 2019, something like that. And, he's been doing Hero Wars for a very long time. Millions of views, millions of interactions, a lot of practice. And you're going back and look at some of his earlier videos and you look at his videos now and you just see a dramatic change in professionalism. And then, you wonder what it is, repetition, talent. This is a little bit of both. And then just actually the amount of homework that they do, because the amount of, so to speak, amount of homework I have to do is vast. But I just imagine some of the other people that's been doing Hero Wars longer, actually on YouTube or just YouTube in general. A lot of all the things you gotta look at. It's definitely you gotta look at your analytics. You know, if you want to do this, and some people just get on and get their avatar, get a couple perks, and then move on from there because it takes time. Especially if you want the better product that you're putting out, the more time it's going to take to actually do it. But, you don't know until you actually start doing it yourself. And everybody's different. Everybody learns different. Everybody sees, different things. There's so many different viewpoints of how something could be done. So, or what you experience or how much time you just can't do everything. You find out what you like to do and what's bringing you some joy in life, and you just do it. What's your passion? So for me, I just like playing the game. So the viewers or people to my audience is just they just like watching people play the game. It's just that simple. As far as me going in depth and trying to explain everything, I can't do that. I don't have the time to do that. It takes a lot of time. I can just imagine it takes between reading all the news feeds and do all the checks and everything else, you know, you're at least spending 8 hours a day, and you probably only, put out one or two videos or go live for an hour a day. But the amount of work behind the scenes is a lot more, which nobody explains to you. You just figure it out. Now, right now, these are high, so I embarrass myself right now. I go through and try to look at those, and I got a lot more work to do when it comes to my heroes. So I just got 7 more minutes of play before I end this video. So let me go ahead and do this, and hopefully nothing freezes up. There we go. And just want to go through and collect some Titanite. That's the way I pronounce it. I'm not the best person to pronounce any and everything. I'll pronounce some stuff maybe in French or Spanish or Japanese or something. Hajime Mashite Doji Yoroshiku. Things like that. So where I see letters, it's a mixture of so many different languages that it's almost to the point where I have an accent or counter accent, and to think in my brain just, you know, ta ka. It's just looking at things differently than what it would actually be. And then English in itself, I mean, there's so many nuances. One minute you pronounce a letter hard, one minute it's off or just silent altogether. You're not even pronouncing it. You're not saying knife, you're just saying knife and it's got a K. Or night, and it's got a K. Pneumonia and it's got a P. So when it comes to pronouncing things and traveling the world and hearing how everybody else pronounce things, like huge, huge, and you know, it kind of just brings a different aspect to what language actually means, as a form of communication. Right now, I think more people are just more lenient with how things are, as far as, they're more willing to accept differences, which is great. I like that, but everything's not for everybody. So just be comfortable and know who you are and move on from there. Learn. Try to learn something new every day. And as you notice, I don't go through, I'm not talking right now, but I'm not going through explaining all this to you. I mean, this is just, you just see it. Come on. Really? Do I need to say, okay, right now I'm at 2,574 or 2,574. We're going to go in here and battle these heroes. Okay, we're going to get this. Nah, y'all, yeah, I believe everybody's smart enough to see that. But when it comes to the special events, yeah, I get it. I get it. Explain what I'm doing. But the Lara Croft event, to be honest with you, I was spending I was spending 4 to 6 hours trying to beat some stuff, and it just wasn't winning, you know? I can't have a video. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not gonna have a video of me playing this one part for 4 to 5 hours just for one win. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not gonna speed it up to do it. But there's a guy, I think his name, he does great at that. He does great. He actually takes the time and I know he spends a lot of time on these special events, especially those fighting ones. I think his name is like Deca or Deborah or something like that. He's on YouTube, and the amount of effort he puts in for these 5 minute, 15 minute, or 20-minute videos, I mean, you don't get it. It's he does a great job with it because that's a lot of work. I couldn't do it. I can't spend 4 to 5 hours, trying to do something, or, just for 10 and 15 minutes. I'm not gonna do that. You're at the wrong place if you expect me to do that type of work or capabilities in there. And the other thing is, my heroes are is not as strong as some of these other guys. So, let me go through. I'm about to close up anyway, but let me go through and show you what I'm talking about. You, you see, there's people already maxed out here, and they was having problems with the event. I'm not even maxed out. See, they was way higher than that. The items, they was at red plus plus two. You know, I'm just at, what am I at? What's this, red? Yeah, it said red. And I just recently got there. I got another account that's like higher, but I'm just saying, like, if you're frustrated, Just imagine the people that are actually spending all the time and actually uploading those videos. You got to be thankful to them because because they spent, six, 8 hours. I think for one part, I think it took 12 hours of playing the same exact team just to beat like 210 or something like that. Can you imagine that 12 hours? And it's not like it's on autopilot. And you got to consider that's 12 hours of them having it sped up. It's not like they're just playing it at one. They're doing it at 5 times the speed too. So that's crazy. And the thing is, they tell you that, they tell you that, and they tell you the buffs and everything. You may get lucky and be less than that, or you're gonna have to do something different. You're gonna have to add more buffs. You're gonna have to add other stuff. And with this, if you really want to excel faster than normal, you're gonna have to pay the money. There's no way around it. I mean, there's only three things that that you have that you can do to to increase your chances with the game. You're gonna spend the time, okay? You're gonna put in the effort, or you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay the money. There's a limit to how much. There's a limit to all of these things. There's a limit to how much effort you can put in. There's a limit to how much time in the day, and there's a limit to how much money you're gonna spend. Most people, they figure out, I only have but so much money to spend on this game, you know? So that kind of cuts it down to either the time or the effort. And then a lot of people, you know, are lazy. They're not going to put that much effort. So that means they only have but so much time. And there's the frustration right there. So what did we do today? Well, today we did a little bit of everything, and we basically just talked about the scheme maneuver of what this channel is actually about. I put it in the description too as far as basic information. But my ranking, it hasn't changed. It's still 38. I'm not going to change that or try to force it right now. That wasn't a main purpose of this. 68 still there. Arena 109. I didn't even play it because of the sound. Grand Arena 97. I didn't want to talk over it. The dungeon, we moved up. Okay, so we moved up 3 spots and we just did 35. So that's crazy. That's weird. I mean, I'm not mad, but I'm surprised, really. And just remember, Guardians, keep the Dominion safe.